as we bring you the NFL on EA Sports. Good to be in the booth with my partner Greg Olson. I'm Mike Tirico. Welcome, and Greg, this is one of those that's worthy of prime time because wide receivers love the spotlight as much as any position group in the league, and we got two guys who shine under the lights here tonight.
And I think where it's going to be really fun and get interesting to watch, Mike, is in those critical situations. The game's on the line, third down, red zone, gotta have it moments. There is no mystery. Both these sidelines, they know exactly where the ball's going, and they're just going to say, I dare you to stop them. These are two prime, elite wide receivers in the National Football League. Night game, prime time, they're looking to put on a show.
Tampa. Hardy now with the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Ravens led out by the reigning MVP of the National Football League, Lamar Jackson, already season 7. Greg, he's won a couple of MVPs, and he's as talented as we see in the league.
We had a couple of his games early in his career, and of course, all the way to his days back in college, his athleticism jumps off the screen. But Mike, these last couple years, his development as a true passer, his ability to operate from the pocket, that's what's really taken his game to this MVP level. And tell you what, we didn't think there was a lot more things that he could do on a football field, and it seems like every year he's proven otherwise.
And he'll push his way ahead for a gain of 2. Tyke Smith there on the stop. Second down and 8. On the option, they give it to Henry. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
First down run here by Henry, and he signed with the Ravens this offseason. When you think back to that run he had with the Titans, Mike, over the last 6 seasons, over 8,200 yards, 80 touchdowns. I mean, one of the most productive backs we've seen in a long time. Now it's kind of scary to think he gets to join Lamar Jackson in this Baltimore backfield. They hope the two of them can be that combo to finally get this Baltimore team over the hump.
And this time they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's second down.
How often do we see linebackers be so fast trying to track down the ball carrier that they end up actually overrunning the play and allowing the running back to cut back? But not this guy. Does a great job staying in phase, stretching this ball out sideways, and he brings him down for a loss.
Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on top. Galore goes off in motion. They'll try to throw here with Jackson. Aguilar able to make the catch. And he won't make it back to the line of scrimmage. Going to lose a yard as he steps out of bounds.
The quick passing game in the NFL, Mike, is so dependent on yards after the catch. You got to generate space with the scheme, and then it's up to the receiver to do the rest. In this case, nice job defensively, because this guy couldn't even get back to the original line of scrimmage.
The play clock down to 0, and this not the best of sequences. The task now a really tough one. Third and very long. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
I don't have any real advanced analysis for this one, Mike. I mean, I think the simplest way to categorize it is this possession has been a disaster.
On fourth down, the Ravens call on Jordan Stout to punt. Back deep for the Bucs, their speedster Trey Palmer. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Buccaneers led out by their quarterback, Baker Mayfield. He was in Cleveland and Carolina, and then with the Rams. But now year 2, and it feels like he's found a home.
Great word, resiliency. After a promising start to his NFL career, he hit a major wall. I mean, he was essentially, Mike, discarded by the entire league to the point where many felt he was destined to just be a career back. However, once he got that second chance, he took it and ran with it. Now that his career is back on track, he's tasked with leading this team to many more victories, and if he plays up to that standard, he's going to give him a legitimate shot.
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Here comes Otten in motion. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost him 5. That's Palmer, the man in motion. The second down throw for Mayfield. To the left side, to Godwin. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That is taken in by the veteran, Mike Evans.
How fast things can flip. You find yourself in 1st and a mile after taking a penalty on 1st down. But that chunk play there in the passing game now gets them back in sequence with the chains and brings up a more manageable 2nd down.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Off the play fake. It's Mayfield. He'll find his running back, White.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll try to run for it. Here's White. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. And it sets up 4th down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for and great coverage on special teams. They'll mark it down inside the 5-yard line. The Ravens offense ready now for their 2nd drive. And they're going to hear it from this crowd. They're backed up deep as they start 1st and 10. They'll start out on the ground with Henry. And nothing on that one, back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground, Mike. There was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
We'll try again here. 2nd and 10. So the two sides going to make that long walk to the other end of the field. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. We'll have more from Tampa after this. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Henry. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up. To throw is Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. Good-looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
On the handoff, it's Henry. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
Aguilar goes off in motion. We're going to go right back to Henry. And he'll work forward 4 yards, but that's all he needed. This is going to be a 1st down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket. But I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the 1st down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
So, 1st and 10 now from the 30. He's got his tight end, Mark Andrews. And he's going to get this one out to the 43-yard line.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
Jackson fires complete to Flowers. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
We hear the term RPO so often, Mike, and it continues to kind of trickle its way into the NFL. But remember, it's a lot different in the NFL than it is in the college game where it's a lot more prevalent. The lineman cannot go downfield. So that quarterback has to make a lot of really fast snapshot decisions, or else it's going to lead to a penalty or him holding on to the ball too long. So it's something that teams want to implement, but maybe not quite to the level that we see in the college game.
3rd and a yard. Aguilar goes off in motion. Oh, a bad time to run out of time. They don't get the play off on 3rd and short. So, instead of 3rd and short, it's now 3rd and 6. From the gun, Jackson. He'll try and get there on the ground. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Aguilar goes off in motion. A 1st down throw for Jackson. Flowers with the catch. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. So as halftime looms, Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
He finds his receiver. That's Bateman. And he will score. Rashad Bateman. Touchdown, Ravens.
But you think back to their first possession of this game, Mike, it resulted in a punt. Not exactly the fast start the coaches told us was so important as this game unfolds. They get the ball back for possession 2. Now they try to find some rhythm, find their identity of the game plan, and they come away with 6. So that's how you bounce back in this league. It's not always going to be perfect. Really nice job settling into this game here with their second possession.
Now Justin Tucker for the point after. It's up and good. And the Ravens will take a 7-0 lead. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. The return starts from the 5. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They'll be hoping to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 our score as this drive begins with a 1st down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. This pass is caught by Cade Otton. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Mayfield. And the rush gets home. He'll go down. They got him. Now the Ravens use their first timeout to talk things over before 3rd down. On 3rd down, it's White. That is not going to work at all. He'll manage to only get back to the line of scrimmage. Very short of the 1st down. 4th down coming up. Here's Jake Camarda now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. Derrick Henry heading out along with the rest of this Ravens offense. They lead it here in the second quarter, 7-0, as they begin with a 1st and 10. In the shotgun, here's Jackson. That's over the middle to the tight end, Andrews. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Now Jackson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well defended there. The quarterback's trying to attack this defense outside the numbers. Those really wide angle throws near the sideline sometimes can be very hard to defend, so give a lot of credit to this secondary. They were all on the same page, and
that's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by Jamel Dean.
You know, Mike, anytime a team can go nickel or dime and come off the field with an interception, I just am constantly reminded the importance of defensive back depth when you're building an NFL roster. I mean, think back. This is not the old NFL base 3-4, base 4-3. Offenses are going to roll out 2, 3, 4 high-level wide receivers at you in this pass-first modern era. If you can't roll out 5 DBs and all of them hold their own and be trusted to hold up, you are going to struggle defending these pass-first modern offenses.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Mayfield to throw it here on 1st down. And he'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd down. Now Mayfield. That's caught. Trey Palmer. And that's going to be a 1st down. A pickup of 9.
I can't tell you, Mike, how many of these offensive skill players around the league, they look at man coverage as like a personal offense. After that last completion on the way back to the huddle, I think he had a few choice words for him. I think he said, hey, man, you can't guard me one-on-one. You better ask your coach for some help, because if he doesn't, you're going to be in for a long day.
So Chase McLaughlin will come in, and they'll try a field goal. This one from 52 yards away. McLaughlin's kick is good. And the Buccaneers are on the board just before halftime.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well. You're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
So 2 seconds left to play, and the kick's away. This one is fielded in the end zone, but he decides not to bring it out. So they'll take over at the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, Jackson. A deep shot for Aguilar. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports Halftime Report. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bucs offense going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Throwing is Mayfield. This one caught left side by Evans. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. Right back to Evans. He's got it again. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball, just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
He finds his tight end, Keith. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Baker gonna hand it to White. And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard. Wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And now we're looking at 3rd down.
Great job here defensively, Mike. Make them snap the ball again. 2nd and 1, they're not conceding anything. Make it 3rd and 1 and see if your defense can come up again with a stop for no gain.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a 4th down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
McLaughlin hit the field goal a moment ago, and now he's back to kick this away. Justice Hill to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense ready for their first possession of this second half. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. Bateman is the motion man. Play action now. Jackson to the tight end, Likely. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
Great timing and anticipation. The second the tight end's head turned around, the quarterback put the ball on him, and now it's, hey, let's see who wants to tackle this big guy and bring him to the ground.
Here's 2nd and 6. It's the tight end, Likely, in motion. On the give, here's Henry. And he'll weave his way down close to that first down. Going to come up just a little shy. It's going to be 3rd down and short. In motion comes Andrews. 3rd and short, Jackson. And that is incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver, and it's going to be 4th down.
And the success of this play, Mike, all comes down to the timing of the defender. You get there a little bit too early, you risk pass interference. You get there a little too late, it's a big pass completion. Timing your hand and playing through the ball is something they work on with these defenders all the time. And next time they throw the ball downfield, I wouldn't be surprised if they target somebody else.
The Bucs offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is 1 as they'll search now for that go-ahead score. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked off by the rookie from Clemson. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
And these are the types of plays they envisioned when they invested a 1st-round pick on this defensive back just a few months ago. I mean, he's entered the league, Mike, with a reputation for having almost offensive wide receiver type ball skills. And those ball skills were certainly on full display that time.
The Ravens offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They've got the lead, and they'll set forth trying to build on it. They're going to do that with excellent field position. First and 10. Jackson. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Searching for his Pro Bowl tight end Mark Andrews that time. And it'll bring up 2nd down.
So, of course, you prefer to connect on that throw. But think about it like this, Mike. The more they continue to test this defense downfield, the more it's going to open up some of those shorter passes underneath.
Jackson now on 2nd down. Was brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel at. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. It sets up 4th down.
Well, when you call a screenplay, of course, you're looking to catch the defense off guard and pick up a chunk play. You're not thinking you're actually going to find yourself going backwards, but that's exactly the case here, and really nice job by the defense sniffing that one out.
Tucker's kick is good, and the Ravens extend their lead to 10-6.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
So Tucker is back out after making the field goal. He'll kick this one away. Now it's Bucky Irving to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So points at a premium. Defensive battle so far as we are through 3. Back with more Monday Night Football after this. Here comes Otten in motion. Mayfield to throw on 1st and 10. Godwin working the right side. They'll get 11 there, and that's a quick first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator...
And Marlon Humphrey is there, and he picks it off. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
Well, Mike, once again, this drive, it ends the same way their last one did, walking off the field, following an interception. Now, you're hoping this is more momentary struggle than it is a trend, but as hard as it is to do, they need to get calmed down. They need to reset because their offense cannot operate at a high level if they don't have confidence in this passing game.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. It's the tight end Likely in motion. Jackson now to throw on 1st down. And that ball incomplete. Rashad Bateman.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. You know at this point the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
3rd and long for Jackson. He'll look for Flowers downfield. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
They can still get a 1st down at the 1. 1st and 10, they go from the 11. In motion comes Andrews. A 1st down throw for Jackson. Now a screen set up for Henry. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
You see so many teams wait till third down to execute their screen game, but I like in this case the play caller changes things up. He uses the screen game on first down, which will have an effect on this pass rush going forward. How aggressive do they want to get after the quarterback? Because they got that screenplay still in the back of their head.
Second down, Jackson. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down.
They couldn't quite connect there on that short pass, Mike, and I just think it's worth reminding everyone how different the concepts are down here in the red zone than what the rest of the game plan calls for in the normal part of the field.
Again, it's Jackson. Taking up, and he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Lamar Jackson. Touchdown, Baltimore. That his second touchdown tonight. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the fourth quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a two-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a two-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Extra point try now for Tucker. The kick is good. And the Ravens are able to extend the lead. It's now 17-6. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. Irving now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. Baker Mayfield and the Bucs ready to get back to work. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. So they come to the line for first down and 10. A tight end in motion now. On first down is Mayfield. Short pass taken in by the tight end.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and they were able to stop that play really before it got started.
A short one there to Otten. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
That's three. Third time tonight he's been intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he is going to bring this one back. A DB's dream. A pick six for touchdown. Second half, and the defense continues to be item one in this game. They've done the job keeping the offense in control, and now, Greg, they scored on their own.
Yeah, and they've just been dominant the entire day, Mike, and now to come up with a pick six here and just further their dominance, it's been an impressive performance all around for this defense.
The point after now from Tucker. He's got it. And the Ravens will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Out there is Tucker, and he'll kick this one away after the touchdown was scored. Irving now on the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. This secondary will get a lot of the credit. 3 picks so far. But, Greg, the pass rush has been relentless as well.
Yeah, I think it's super important, Mike, that we point out just how much the pass rush and then the secondary coverage works together. The more that rush gets home, the faster that ball gets out. We can play certain coverages knowing the timing of the quarterback has to be sped up. So often, the teams that are the most successful in this league, Mike, they have the best understanding. When our back end and our front end are working in unison, man, it puts a lot of pressure on not only the quarterback, but the entire offense.
And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
Nice grab there by Evans. And at this point, Mike, it's really hard to argue against him being a future Hall of Famer. I mean, he currently holds the NFL record, the most consecutive 1,000-yard seasons to start a career. And at the look of it, I don't think there's any signs of him slowing down.
Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down, and it's an incompletion.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That's over the middle of the tight end, Otten. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Got to give a lot of credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was plenty of time for the quarterback to work through his progression. I thought the protection was actually pretty solid. But at the end of it, there was just nowhere to go, and he had no choice but to just throw that ball away.
The offense is staying right there. They're going for it. 4th and a couple. They'll go. It's White. And he's not going to get there. The defense was ready for it, and they stuff him on 4th down.
You find yourself down big. It's the 4th quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
The Ravens offense ready to come back out for this next possession. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. Now they'll try to finish up strong. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll run. It's Henry. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it. You know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
They'll come up here 1st and 10. They'll go again here with Henry. And he's going to lose yardage on this play. They knock him back to the midfield stripe.
What you love about these running backs, Mike, is that their confidence is that they can make every play a big play. But in this case, sometimes you have to know, all right, it's over. Cut my losses, try to get back to the original line of scrimmage and survive to the next down, but tries to make this play extended and takes a big loss.
On second down, here's a run with Henry. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
So when you're evaluating the impact of a team's run game, Mike, I think it's important at the end of the game to look back and say, okay, how many yards did they run for? But more importantly, when did those yards come? Did I run for those yards in the fourth quarter, which typically means I had the lead? That's the sign of a successful run game, as opposed to getting a lot of meaningless yards early in the game.
The offense staying out there for this fourth down. So it is a win here for the visitors, the Ravens. They were the aggressors from the start, able to dictate the pace of play. And in the end, they come away with the victory. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say good night from Tampa.